As far as wrapping up our performance improvement process, people don't train their procedure very much.
No.
And then in our 3 steps, we have be prepared, be silent, be committed. Which one do you think people struggle with the most?
Probably the be silent piece. So I think the be silent piece is probably the one that's most difficult for players. So actually allowing yourself to go set up to a golf shot without having a laundry list of things to do before they hit the golf ball. What happens when you do that, there's too much interference between the mind-body connection, so the signal being sent to your muscles gets delayed. It's like rolling dice in Vegas. You have no idea what's gonna happen.
Mostly it won't work.
Yeah.
So having said that, most people don't practice being silent.
Nope.
So Ben, come on back here and let's walk our friends just through 2 or 3 shots where the only goal is for you to get to the bottom of the ocean. So we talk about this. So
yeah.
Let's make it the one goal on this one just to see how silent you can get. If you're at the bottom of the ocean, what would it sound like down there? And then furthermore, once you get down there, can you stay there as you go?
Yeah.
Want to walk us through that one?
I'm going to try to stay there through my motion as well.
So can you stay there?
Yes.
Got it.
A lot of different ways to get silent. You could focus on a mantra. You could focus on music. You could focus on the sounds outside your head. You could focus on feeling your grip, feeling your feet. What works best for me is actually just stay present to my breath as I'm actually walking and setting up. So it's a meditation technique, but it allows me to get to the bottom of the ocean like you're talking about. So I can get really silent when I do that. That's what works for me. It's not going to work for everybody.
Yeah, so you're going to have to find out what helps you get silent, and then you're going to have to train on it. So your training session needs to include the free swinging motion, skill development that Ben just demonstrated. Then furthermore, how can you get quiet on the course so you can actually perform what you have on the first ball, right?
That's true.
All right, so walk us through. So you're going to do the breathing and focus there to get to the bottom?
That's what I'm going to focus on to get to the bottom of the ocean. Yes, sir.
Here we go. All right, so back to our 1 to 5 scale, a 5 being the most quiet you could possibly be, 1 being noisy, amped up, chaotic, clusterism. What would you say?
The silence was deafening.
Take it from him. And so one thing I saw is as you were over the ball, it looked like you were getting visibly softer.
Yeah.
And then so I didn't feel or it didn't look like any swing thoughts, or certainly not standing over the ball trying to figure out your setup.
No, the exact opposite of that. So when I'm blowing that breath out, I'm blowing tension out as I do it. So I almost feel like I'm melting right before I pull the trigger. And then I just keep my attention there through the motion. And truth be told, you've been playing golf with me for a long time. I've been doing this for like 3 years, and it really works well. And I don't really change what I'm doing out there. So we talk about the consistency piece. I do the same thing on every single golf shot. Like nothing's changing. Yeah,
so what's interesting about our performance improvement process is it encompasses both learning. So in the divot and the club face, you're going to have to learn, right? And that's going to come with a bunch of errors.
Yep.
And then performing. So these silencer or performance tools are built into it. So on the golf course, you're only going to have one shot or one attempt to make it work. So you're going to need to understand performance and what it takes for you to get silent so you can allow it to happen. Yeah?
You got it.
All right, very good. Anything else you want to add before we sign off here?
I think the one other thing that you all need to continue to work on too when it comes to training the procedure is managing your self-talk behind the ball. I can't tell you how many times our clients are standing behind the ball telling themselves what they don't want to have happen. Unfortunately, your subconscious does not understand the word don't. So when you're saying not to hit it in the water, there's an image that's being produced in your brain of a ball going into the water. And unfortunately, your subconscious thinks that's what you're trying to do, and then the body self-organizes to make that happen. So please, please, please spend some time working on what you're doing behind the golf ball as well. We're not saying that you need to fake all this positivity stuff. Just tell yourself what you want that ball to do. If you're not doing that, you're doing yourself a disservice when you're out there.
Yeah, most people skip the step of what they do want.
Yeah.
They focus on what they don't want, and then furthermore, they get too bogged down in the how.
Yeah.
It's way too bogged down in the how without ever acknowledging, here's what I do want this ball to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would call that productive self-talk.
Versus destructive.
Yeah, versus destructive, or like positivity wins the day, which I don't know if that's really
We're not talking about that.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so we hope this example helps you. Your training sessions need to be wide. They need to include the free swinging motion, skill development, and performance routine. So if you're not doing all 3 of those things in a given training session, you were missing out. So we hope this helps you. If you have any questions, drop us a question below, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.